So I've never read a Jane Austen novel. I only saw Pride and Prejudice for the first time last October. I never appreciated the aesthetics of the Regency era because I hated empire waist dresses, and I obviously don't know much, but like generally that time period doesn't seem particularly great if you weren't wealthy and white. So it never really interested me, but when my dear Taylor, who is a romantic at heart, mentioned playing a Regency era theme with The Sims using cottage living, a light bulb went off for me. Hi, I'm Vicky, and I'm addicted to building sprawling, under-researched houses at the mere mention of certain aesthetics by my friends. I looked at a few Georgian house websites and watched Bridgerton build. We start off in the kitchen, which looks like all the other kitchens that I make. Normally this would be a bad thing, but the pack implemented a mechanic where you can cook together as a group, so I think we can make great use of all this counter space. But I really wanted Taylor, or anybody, to play on this lot, so I actually playtested it. And so some things might look different compared to the final result. Like for instance, the fridge moves because I forgot to add a doorway, but that's not really a gameplay thing, that's just a common sense thing, I guess. The next few rooms I decorate are the bedrooms. They all have the same furniture. So most of the bedrooms have lots of those random chairs people place about the room. It has a canopy bed. There's those skinny little writing tables that I feel like are in all the period piece movies set in ye old England. Just generally lots and lots of console tables and flowers and candles. This house is a fire hazard, but don't worry, I sized down and placed alarms in every fireplace. There are 4 bedrooms in total, which isn't counting the nursery or cottage out back. The nursery is a lot smaller than what's historically appropriate, but here's the thing. The Sims considers babies as objects, so I don't really give a fuck if I don't give a toddler a full-sized canopy bed. This room is just to park your child overnight somewhere. We're back on the first floor in the drawing room, which I made very spacious with tons of seating areas and natural light. There's room for the whole family to sit here and cross-stitch or gossip or whatever it is the bourgeoisie did to pass time. I wanted to make this room look good for screenshots too, so the walls are very decorated and there's enough room for Sims to like stand around and pose. I actually don't know how people get decent Sim screenshots for their similar stories. I can't fathom having a room that I specifically go into in the afternoon and drink tea and eat finger sandwiches with all the ladies, but god, doesn't that sound like such a quaint little thing to do? I don't intend for any of my builds to ever follow gender norms, so bring whichever Sims you want in here, whenever you want. Set the banquet table to have a bunch of food and just like have a little feast. Go wild, go nuts, go crazy, go feral. Speaking of having a feast, the next room I work on is the dining room. I put the banquet table in the last room because it serves macaroons, but you could just take the real ass chicken dinner it serves and drag it to the formal dining table here. I use menorahs to decorate the table, which sort of doesn't make sense, but I just think the tree branches look super neat. Also, I would replace the mirror with a sized down version of the family portraits that come with the base game. I would have put it in already, but since I have a test sim here, hi Taylor, it would have counted as custom content. This $800 game is so stupid. The next room I work on is the antechamber, which is another useless room after the tea room. It's supposed to be kind of like a waiting room or something, but I just wanted another set for Taylor to take screenshots for Sims in. I didn't include how I decorated the hallway areas, so imagine this room, but watered down. I can't wait until Taylor plays and loses her Sims, because I put like 17 chairs in every room, and our guests are off somewhere sitting in a chair that's supposed to be like a wall decoration. We're back upstairs in the library, which is kind of a hard thing to conceptualize because I knew the study was going to be in a different area. So this library has books and everything, of course, but mainly it has a couch by the fireplace for Sims to read and get their cozy vibes moodlets. Apparently the library or study was also where men went in the morning to conduct business while the rest of the family just, I don't know, enjoyed the sunlight in the other rooms, I guess. The study has a chessboard where Sims can go to get their logic up, and the desk looks to be where Sims would get work done if Sims could be busy at a desk. I ended up adding in the most anachronistic item in the game to make this room as functional as possible, and that is adding the computer that's styled like a typewriter from the Cottage Living pack. Also, without a computer, you can't fix MC Commander settings, and I wouldn't want to force that misery on anyone, so it's in there. The ballroom is separated into two areas. The first is where Sims can play the piano or hire an entertainer, and the other half of the room is where the actual dance floor is, where you can host your Sim Regency balls. Next to the ballroom is a smoking room, which is just an excuse for me to put a bar inside so people can be drunkenly dancing. While having your juice, you can also walk out onto the balcony, which overlooks the exterior of the property. Other than a kind of raised stone pergola and a little farm area out back, that's it for the build. As part of the farm, I have what's, I guess, considered a carriage house that will be in the next video after this one. This lot is on the gallery. It's called Regency Von Manor. And if you don't have access to the gallery, for my fellow Jolly Rogers out there, let me know and I'll put it on my Patreon. Please tell me if you use this build, and as always, thank you for watching. See you next time.